And welcome back to Golf Weekly. My next guest, if you've been around Hilton Head for any length of time and you're a golf enthusiast, you know my next guest, Mr. Doug Weaver.
Hello, and our teammate at Furman University.
All right, yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Alma mater, I believe.
I'm a little older.
Doug, you were at Furman when?
I graduated in 82.
82.
You were how much younger?
93, 94.
Right.
Yeah, but you know, we're very proud of our Paladins. And before we move on to golf topics, I heard real recently at a golf tournament somebody introduced Doug, not as Doug Weaver, but as Kyle Weaver's father. Doug's son Kyle just accepted a full scholarship in football to go to the Citadel, which kind of breaks my heart, Doug, because they're rivals of Furman, and he's gonna be beating up on our poor purple Paladins for a long time.
I hope so. That's right. Yeah, it was. We went to the Furman game last year, and it was, who you pulling for? But I did pull for Citadel, so we look forward to the next 4 years.
You're going to be wearing those colors probably for the next 4 years.
Very good.
You're going to be wearing the light blue and white.
The light blue and white. Yeah, well, congratulations to Kyle, and I know you're very proud of him.
Thank you, Dan.
But moving back into golf, you know, most people know Doug as a teacher here on the island because he's been doing this for a number of years and is considered one of the top teaching pros, not only here, but nationally around the world. Doug, tell us real quick, though, a little bit about your background, how you moved from Furman into pro golf and then on into teaching.
Well, I played at Furman with Brad Faxon. Brad was number 1. I was anywhere 2 to 4 or 5, and he, you know, I said he's the type of guy that goes and plays pro golf. I know I can beat him. I know I beat him, but I know he's got something I don't. So I came to Hilton Head, worked at Palmetto Dunes, sold time sharing, grew up, met my wife-to-be, but I matured a lot. I grew up a lot, and I did well in amateur golf, and people started saying, you ought to try it. Well, my girlfriend-to-be wife, Trish, she talked me into it. You need to listen to these people. And I did. I listened to her, and I kind of got the courage to get up and go.
Now that's a good woman too.
It is. She is.
That's a double keeper. Oh yeah, that's right. That's a serious keeper right there.
And you know, I mean, Chris, we traveled 3 years. I traveled 3 years as we dated, and after we got married, it only took 9 months to make the PGA Tour. Because she was there caddying for me. She was there, you know, making sure I was doing what the coach told me to do. You know, she'd call me, are you working on what coach said? About half of it. Well, do the other half, you know. And, you know, so accountability, discipline, organization, but also a shared passion to do it.
That's exciting. And we were just talking a second ago. I was at the media day for the Heritage yesterday, ran into a gentleman that reminded me about the 1989 U.S. Open at Oak Hill. Doug was part of one of the more interesting, probably rarest occurrences that have ever happened on tour, if you don't remember this. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I shot, say, 72 the first day, Oak Hill Country Club, Rochester, New York, and I'm in the top 10. First group off Friday morning because it's, you know, the way the tees are done on Thursday, Friday. I get up, and my group is not playing real well, you know, and so my emotions are going up and down. I'm 2 over for the day, but playing like 1 under, you know. But I got a lot of distractions. But I just calm myself down. I'm on the 5th hole. There's a big elephant buried in the middle of the green.
A big one, yeah.
So if the pin's on the right, the elephant's in the middle. I said, I just want to avoid the elephant. I want to hit over here, short right, putt up the hill. But probably a little tense, pulled it. Now I'm on this side.
Oh dear.
I've got to go up over this elephant and down the other side. Oh, I'm like, sure, 3-putt. But some way I 2-putted. So,
that's a tough 2-putt over that hump because that green's...
Yeah.
It's
and I walked off the green. I said a little prayer. I said, Lord, I am getting in the way. I mean, and these other distractions are getting in the way. Help me. And I just surrender. I did. And there's a lot more to the story. The pastor here, Felix Haynes, had said, Doug, I pray you do something special. That's another side note. But so I walked off with this wonderful piece after my prayer. I made a hole-in-one.
Wow.
Now,
on the 6th hole there.
Sixth hole.
Yep.
On the 6th hole. So, but now what made it fascinating is we went around as we played throughout the next 2 hours. 3 other guys, Jerry Pate, Mark Wiebe, and Nick Price, made a hole-in-one, all on the same hole. And
4 of them within 2 hours, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
Yeah.
4 of them within 2 hours.
I'll never forget, I was in high school at the time, seeing the paper and seeing you four, I think it was on the front page of every paper in the country, throwing up a golf ball.
Right.
4 hole-in-ones on
Right.
1 hole.
Right.
Well, Doug, we were going to talk a little bit about the technology and evolution of golf. I know you brought a few clubs in here to kind of discuss that. I think we might wait to do that on another segment, because we've just had so much fun getting to know Doug Weaver a little bit.
Well, thank you. You know, but technology keeps us in the game. You know,
Right.
I'm getting older. I'm 52 now. I can relate to the person that has arthritis and bursitis, and we're not as strong. But these new clubs make the sweet spot bigger,
Yeah.
A lot bigger.
and make the distance take place, and the game is a lot more fun for all skill levels, not just the
Right.
pro, but the guy that hasn't been able to get that fairway wood up in the air.
And a lot of the improvements, like Doug alluded to, I mean, they're all really to make the game a little bit more user-friendly.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
that's certainly the ideas, you know, the PGA with their initiative of Golf 2.0, we're certainly looking to get more and more people into the game and make it a little bit easier for them, certainly from the equipment standpoint.
No question.
It certainly has done that. And I've always thought the hole should be bigger. I thought that's always been one of mine. I always thought the hole should be a little bit bigger.
Well,
I never played one of those tournaments with the 8-inch cups. They're a lot of fun to play.
Well,
you know?
for me, it seemed like the older I've gotten, the smaller it's actually
Yes,
gotten.
it actually has. You're
I don't
right,
know
you're
if
right.
that's just
It does.
me or if that's just the way
It's
it
not
is.
you.
But guys, Doug, it's such a pleasure to have you on the show.
Great to be here.
Thank you for sharing those stories, and you know you're a treasured personality of ours here on the island.
Thank you.
We hope to keep you around for a long time.
Okay.
We're going to be following Kyle's career at the Citadel. We're all very proud of him, and we wish you continued success.
Thank you, Daniel.
Chris, thank you for being on our panel today.
Thank you for having me.
I want to thank all of our other panelists and our sponsors for making this show happen. And I love to always end with a quote. This one, I think I'm going to end with what Byron Nelson, I believe it was Byron Nelson that said, as we get closer to the Heritage and our tournament, there's 2 kinds of golf. There's tournament golf, well, there's golf and there's tournament golf, and the 2 are not the same.
They are not.
I think we would all agree with that. Thank you for joining us on Golf Weekly. We'll see you next week.